CEO, owner, and founder of SPEC-OPS brand, and. No. Anyway, I'm the dude, the head cheese here at SPEC-OPS, have been since day one. Let's talk about SPEC-OPS slings. This is something that a lot of folks don't realize. We sell a lot of slings, and people go, well, how the hell do you guys sell so many slings? It's real simple. We have them in all the PXs. That's a starter. Secondly, we're one of the top suppliers of slings to various units of the United States military. There's a reason for that. A, we can build a bunch of them and deliver them, and B, they actually work pretty well, and I'll show you why. This is a couple of new offerings for 2012 here at the SHOT Show. First off, we call these our padded patrol sling and our padded Lone Star sling. 2012, the evolution of the sling has come a long way. The old tactical three-point sling, which actually in a lot of people's minds is the new tactical three-point sling, is a grossly overcomplicated design for most people's applications. A typical three-point sling, unlike these here, involves a secondary or a tertiary attachment point generally running along the side of the weapon. Given the new modern attachment systems from great companies like GG&G and others, you now have a very huge variety of options in terms of mounting hardware. So therefore, the sling game has changed. We no longer really need a three-point sling in the marketplace, especially for the elite operators that are carrying these well-equipped, retrofitted rifles. For example, this is your typical M4 carbine. It has a single-point attachment here we can use by our good buddies out there at GG&G. At the same time, it has the standard military operating hardware that the typical SOT-Mod M4 comes with. This is our padded patrol sling. This is our base model, but notice how well it carries an M4 in various positions. You may ask yourself, if you're a hardcore young guy, why does that dude care about a padded sling? Take a trip to Afghanistan, walk around Bagram or Kandahar, or go over to Kuwait. Now that we're no longer in Iraq, mistake, we can now go back to Kandahar and talk about people walking around the base. They have to always carry a weapon on them. Not wearing body armor, not wearing all kinds of battle rattle. They're walking around to the DFAC, the PX, to the latrine. They have to carry a weapon. A padded sling is a godsend. A padded sling is a godsend at the range. Gate guards, whether they're military or not. The demand was there, we met the demand. So let's talk about the SPEC-OPS sling and why our padded sling is so good. Easy attachment points if you buy the hook model. Extra wide closed cell foam bag. Webbing that runs all the way through the pad and back out the other side. So in the event that there's an unfortunate unstitching or whatever may occur, you really have a sling within a sling. You got a pad that's sewn to a sling. Our standard patrol sling is just a strip of webbing without the pad. But the padded patrol sling is our new offering for 2012. The other cool thing is, a lot of us guys like to color coordinate. We like multicam, we like ACU or Marine Corps patterns. Hey, guess what? Instead of printing on a bunch of webbing that just fades out, you actually can use mil-spec fabrics, make a really kick-ass looking pad that, for all intents and purposes, matches your uniform. Speaking of color matching, we're one of the first guys to actually come out with webbing that matches multicam. This is a color called Tan 499. Listen up, copycats. Tan 499. This is a proprietary webbing of ours, but it's in the correct color to match multicam. So that's Tan 499. What makes it interesting is this webbing, if you want a close-up, is actually our own design. Textured filaments up here, nice straight filaments down there. In other words, webbing's corrugated like a cardboard box, but not for the same reason. The abrasion areas are the high points. The slick areas are for performance with buckles and stuff like that. So, and it's a tubular web. So this really allows us a very functional piece of roll goods to be used on slings. Couple that with our patented battle buckles hardware, which is good for when those gross motor skills go to hell, when you're under fire or you're just out of shape and breathing like a little fat Labrador. At least your hands work and you're good to go there. So what else about our battle buckles? They're fully cross compatible. This is an 1.25 inch buckle, but it's a 1-inch male. And that's a 1-inch female. These are tricky little guys. 1.25 inches here, 1.25 inches here, but 1 inch here. Fully compatible with our 1-inch line of buckles. Here's a 1-inch buckle on one of our packs. Let me show you how this works. 1.25 inches. 1 inch. Oh, reunited. Hey, it's an ebony and ivory moment. Check it out. That being the case, you've got real good cross compatibility there. Yeah, I used to be a stand-up. That was the thing. That being the case, that's our padded patrol sling. That's a 2-point sling offering. Very simple, proprietary hardware, proprietary webbing, and a proprietary design. Great stuff, right? Okay, let's put that M4 up. Let's get another one out. Single points, man, this is the rage these days. We've been doing single points for 9 years. In fact, we're the #1 supplier of single point attachments in the world. We make a product called the Wolf Hook. That's our little single point strap that attaches to body armor to carry stuff. This is our padded Lone Star sling. Padded single point, again for the same reasons described before. Just with the convenience of being a single point. But with our battle buckles, super fast adjustment. If you got really long arms, or you got to go ambidextrous, you're good to go, right? That's the trick part of that sling right there. Just whip it back together, you're good to go. Take it back up where it belongs, so you can shorten this thing down. Big enough to be worn over body armor, small enough to be worn at the range. But that ability to dump that webbing right now for full ambidextrous use, pretty trick stuff. So those are our new sling offerings. Obviously we got them in multicam, and you have the option to bind them with lobster claw style hooks. These are not zinc hooks. We're actually using a pressed steel hook. Everyone got them. It's kind of the standard in the industry, but we wanted to offer that in all of our slings. So you have 2 options, hooks or no hooks. Padded slings from SPEC-OPS brand for 2012. There you go, it's a wrap.